of Management Studies IGNOU presents an audiobook on the course MMPC-012 titled Strategic Management for MBA Program. Presenting Block 1 titled Introduction to Strategic Management. UNIT-3 Strategy in Global Context Part 2.
Global Strategic Alternatives. After performing an environmental analysis, the manager needs to develop strategic alternatives for making a business global. There are several approaches which one can undertake for going global. The organizations has to decide as to how they want to internationalize their business. The process of internationalizing a business is based on two decisions regarding the strategies to be adopted for making the process of business international and the extent to which the organization wants to invest in the international market. There are three major strategy options for going international. These are multi-domestic. The organization decentralizes operational decisions and activities to each nation in which it is operating and customizes its product and services to each market. For example, US auto manufacturers maintained decentralized overseas units that produced cars adapted to different nations and regions. Global. The organization offers standardized products and uses integrated operations. For example, an automobile company is treating its Contour as a car for all world markets, one that can be produced and sold in any industrialized nation. Transnational. The organization seeks the best of both the multi-domestic and global strategies by globally integrating operations while tailoring products and services to the local market. In other words, an organization thinks globally but acts locally. Many authors refer to this concept as globalization. Global electronic communications and connectivity can help integrate operations, while flexible manufacturing enables organizations to produce multiple versions of products from the same assembly line, tailoring them to different markets. This gives more choice in locating facilities to take advantage of cheaper labor or to get the best of other factors of production. Entry to global markets. The first step for entering the global markets is to choose the mode of entering. There are several modes of entering into a foreign market. The modes differ on the basis of the level of investment into the market. An organization selects a mode for entering into foreign market depending upon the risk-taking capacity and the information available for the prospective market. For instance, an organization having access to required information regarding a prospective foreign market will be able to assume more risk and opt for higher level of investments into the market. Some of the modes of entry include exporting, licensing, franchising, strategic alliance, acquisition, and joint venture. Licensing is the least risk options where organization can offer their technology to other vendors in foreign. On the other hand, franchising involves more engagement in the foreign markets through sharing of technology and patents. It involves least monetary investment into a foreign market. Exporting is another low investment entry mode where organization can sell the products they produced for domestic markets into a foreign market. Though it involves engagement with export agents in the foreign market, but the cost involved is still low. These modes of entry have less investment and low risk on investment. On the contrary, joint venture and strategic alliance involve higher risk in investment. These modes involves investing huge sum of money into foreign markets where an organization ties up with the domestic organization of the host nation. An organization needs to select an entry mode depending upon the strategic position they want to assume. There are several methods for ongoing international. Each method of entering an overseas market has its own advantages and disadvantages that must be carefully assessed. Different international entry modes involves a trade-off between level of risk and the amount of foreign control that organizations' managers are willing to allow. It is common for an organization to begin with exporting, progress to licensing, then to franchising, finally leading to direct investment. As the organization achieves success at each stage, it moves to the next. If it experiences problems at any stage of these stages, it may not progress further. If adverse conditions prevail or if operations do not yield the desired returns in a reasonable time period, the organization may withdraw from the foreign market. The decision to enter a foreign market can have a significant impact on an organization. Expansion into foreign markets can be achieved through exporting, licensing, joint venture, direct investment. Now, exporting. Exporting involves marketing of domestically produced goods in a foreign nation and is considered to be a traditional and well-established method of entering foreign markets. It does not entail new investment since exporting does not require separate production facilities in the target nation. Most of the cost incurred for exporting products are marketing expenses. Licensing. Licensing gives permit to an organization in the target nation to use the property of the licensor. Such property usually is intangible, such as trademarks, patents, and production techniques. The licensee pays a fee in exchange for the rights to use the intangible property and possible for technical assistance. Licensing has the potential to provide a very large ROI since this mode of foreign entry also requires additional investments. However, since the license produces and markets the product, potential returns from manufacturing and marketing activities may be lost. Joint venture. There are 5 common objectives in a joint venture market entry: risk reward sharing, technology sharing, joint product development, and conforming to government regulations. Other benefits include political connections and distribution channel access that may depend on relationship. Joint ventures are favored when the partners' strategies goals converge while their competitive goals diverge. The partners' size, market power, and resources are small compared to the industry leaders, and partners are able to learn from one another while limiting access to their own proprietary skills. The critical issues to consider in a joint venture are ownership, control, length of agreement, pricing, technology transfer, local organization, capabilities and resources, and government intentions. Potential problems include conflict over asymmetric investments, mistrust over proprietary knowledge, performance ambiguity, how to share the profit and losses, lack of parent organization support, cultural conflicts, and finally, when and how to terminate the relationship. Joint ventures have conflicting pressures to cooperate and compete. Strategic imperative: the partners want to maximize the advantage gained for the joint venture, but they also want to maximize their own competitive position. The joint venture attempts to develop shared resources, but each organization wants to develop and protect its own proprietary resources. The joint venture is controlled through negotiations and coordination process, while each organization would like to have hierarchical control. Now, direct investment. Direct investment is the ownership of facilities in the target nation. It involves the transfer of resources including capital, technology, and personnel. Direct investment may be made through the acquisition of an existing entity or the establishment of a new enterprise. Direct ownership provides a high degree of control in the operations and the ability to better know the customers and competitive environment. However, it requires a high degree of commitment and substantial resources. EPRG framework. EPRG framework is concerned with 4 strategic orientations which an organization can adopt for managing its international business. EPRG stands for ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, and geocentric orientation. These orientations are based on the strategies which an organization can adopt when going global. These orientations differ from each other on the basis of the variations in business operations in regional or global arena. Ethnocentric approach. Under this approach, the entire process of managing the global business is based in the domestic nation of the organization. The organization assumes foreign markets as secondary markets. The entire process of strategic decision making and control is vested in the domestic or local nation where headquarters of the organization is situated. The organization believes that the product manufactured in the domestic nation are suitable for selling in the foreign market. In other words, the product or services offered in the local markets are to be sold in the global markets without any alterations made to suit the customers of global markets. The whole process of producing the product is based in the domestic nation and the finished goods are exported to the foreign nations for sale. Further, under ethnocentric approach, an organization adopts single marketing strategies, which implies that same marketing strategy is followed in the international markets which has been deployed in the local markets. The organization following this approach ignores the needs and demands of the global customers. Therefore, under ethnocentric approach, the organization develops strategies as per the domestic nation's preferences and applies those strategies throughout the world without making any changes in them. Now comes polycentric approach. Under this approach, the process of managing the global business is based in the different foreign markets where an organization wants to sell their products or services. This approach is opposite to ethnocentric approach. In this approach, the strategic control is given to the subsidiaries situated in the foreign nations. These subsidiaries are allowed to develop strategies based on the needs and demands of the customers residing in that foreign nation. The production process is also situated in the foreign nation. In other words, the products and services are highly localized to serve the foreign customer. Hence, the products, services, and the marketing strategies vary from nation to nation. For example, an organization selling its product in two international markets, say India and Japan, will have different range of products for the customers of both the nation based on their needs. Therefore, under polycentric approach, organizations develop different strategies in different nations depending upon the preferences of the customer residing in those nations. Regiocentric approach. Regiocentric approach is based on the division of global markets into particular regions such as South Asian regions, European regions, or American regions. In other words, the entire world is clubbed into different regions based on certain similarities. Under this approach, an organization formulates different strategies for different regions. This implies that the different nations pertaining to one region will follow some strategy. The markets located in different nations of a region are assumed as one single international market based on common traits. The same range of products and services are offered to the customers of a particular regions. These products and services are developed based on the needs and demands of all the customers belonging to a particular region. Hence, the product and services are less localized in comparison to the ones under polycentric approach. The marketing strategies are also common for all foreign markets coming under one region. For example, an organization will plan different international strategies for European markets and South Asian markets. However, a single strategy will be implemented in different European nations such as Germany, Spain, Italy, whereas another single strategy will be implemented in South Asian nations such as Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia. Geocentric approach. Under this approach, the entire world is depicted as one single market. This implies that there is no difference between domestic nation and foreign nations. An organization following geocentric approach formulates strategy based on the global needs of the customer. The same products and services offered in all the markets throughout the globe. The production process can be situated anywhere in the world depending upon low cost of production and availability of raw materials. This approach enables effective adaptation to the changing needs across the different nations. Such an approach is suitable for an organization which makes high-end products with unique features such as luxury car makers. Global supply chains and competitiveness. Logistic capabilities, the movement of supplies and goods, make or mar global operations. Global operations involve highly coordinated international flow of goods, information, cash, and work processes. Setting up a globally supply chain to support producing and selling products in many nations at the right cost and services levels is a very difficult task. However, the benefits of managing this difficult task has many benefits, which includes rationalization of global operations by setting up right number of factories and distribution centers and integration of far-flung operations under a unified command to better manage inventory and order filling activities. Optimizing global supply chain operations can cut the delivery times and costs drastically and improve global competitiveness. Smart supply chain planning may result in locating facilities where they make the most logistical sense while saving on taxes. This is better than simply locating where labor is cheapest, but where taxes and other costs may not be most favorable. Now let's summarize the chapter. Business environment consists of different factors at different levels. There are two environments which surrounds an organization. The first one is internal or microenvironment, which depicts the strength and weakness of the organization. The second environment is the external or macro environment, which depicts the threats and opportunities to an organization. There are different techniques of analyzing business environment such as SWOT analysis, PESTLE, Porter's 5-force model, value chain analysis, McKinsey's model, and many more. However, PESTLE analysis is widely used for scanning the global business environment as it covers various factors which can affect a business organization. PESTLE scans political, economic, technological, social, legal, and environmental factors. Based on the environmental analysis, a manager needs to decide which strategic alternatives the organization should opt for sustaining in international markets. The organization must decide on the level of investment which they can make into a foreign nation based on their risk-taking capacity. There are several modes of entering into a foreign market such as exporting, franchising, and licensing, and many more. Apart from deciding upon the mode of entering into the foreign markets, the organization has to decide an approach for formulation and implementation of business strategies in case of international business. There are 4 approaches named as ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, and geocentric approach. Each approach has different scope of planning and implementing global business strategies. In all, the strategic perspective to the global market is at a larger level.
We were listening to the audiobook by the School of Management Studies IGNOU for MBA program. Course code MMPC-012, titled Strategic Management. Course coordinator Professor Neeti Agrawal. Voiceover by Chitra Gaur. Edited by Ashok Sharma. Program assisted by Tarannum Jaha. Program produced by Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh. This program was brought to you by Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.